Hello, my dear childrens. How are you all? I hope everybody very fit and fine and see all the videos which already uploaded in our school websites. So, childrens, watch all the parts and read louder your test books. Reading will be very important, children. So, all of you read very nicely, line to line, see the spellings and proper readings. So, childrens, you know that birds use nest to protect their eggs from predators and adverse weather conditions, right? So children's, to minimize predictions, birds build nest, right? So this is what we understand why nest is important for the birds. Okay, children's, birds are busy for making the nest and laying the eggs. It is very difficult task, children, to raise the young ones in the nest. You know, birds have many enemies, human and other animals too. Crows, squirrels, cats, rats. So these are the enemies. So, children's, to keep oneself safe from danger, to find food, make a nest, hatch the eggs, and raise the chicks safely. All these are the tests for every birds. We understand this. Now you see, when the egg hatch, what is the hatching? During the hatching process, children, the parent bird sit on the eggs to incubate, to in order to keep the egg swarms. Then the chicks emerges from the egg. You see very nicely how the chicks emerges in this picture. Very nicely you can observe. So this is the hatching phase. The parent bird sits on the eggs to incubate in order to keep the eggs warm them, and the chicks emerges from the egg. I think it is clear to you. Now see one picture, children's. So children's, this is the picture of an egg. You also draw in your copy very beautifully and practice. So here in this picture, you observe here, there is a egg cell. So children's, egg cell, it is hard protective cell. So see in the picture, children's, a very hard protective shell you can see in this picture, egg cell. Now next one, children's, albumin. See albumins, how it will, what is the albumin? So children's, it is a white jelly like substance which protect the yolk. Understand, children's, what is this albumin? It is a white jelly like substance which protect the yolk. Okay, so see, children, where is yolk in this diagram? So how albumin protect the yolk functions very nicely. Next, yolk. So children's, yolk, it is the yellow part within the albumin which supplies food for the developments of the embryo. Yes, children, so it is a yellow part within the albumin. You can see in this picture very clearly, it is visible. And what it is do, what is the function which supplies food for the development of embryo? Yes, where is embryo? You see, and for the development of the embryo supplies the food for the developments of the embryo. Point to be noted, childrens. Next, see what is embryo. All of you see embryo very nicely in this picture. So children's embryo is, it is an unborn offspring in the process of developments. You see in this picture very clearly it is labeling. So you also label very nicely where is the embryo. And what is embryo? It is an unborn offspring in the process of developments. Okay, I think you understand this. So all the parts you label very nicely. Take a very good sharp pencils and draw this diagram in your class or copy, so that all the four parts you have to label clearly, and all the labeling should be on right hand side. Labeling with a pencil, drawing with a pencil. Be careful childrens, labeling with a pencil and drawing also with a pencil. Use dark pencil. So children, as you see, birds use the nest only to lay their eggs. And children, after the eggs have hatched and the chicks have grown, the most important thing, they leave the nest. Point to be noted. They leave the nest after the egg have hatched and chicks grown. They leave the nest. And childrens, after they leave their nest, different kinds of birds live in different places. Some of live on trees, some near on water, and some on land. So different birds now, different places they live, and they have a very well adapted. So let's see how they adapt in different places. Their feeds different kinds for different needs. So children's look at this picture. Birds' feet, due to different places they are adapted. They are very nicely developed their feet. So first one you say children's. First to swim in water. These webbed feet helps them to paddle through the water. You can find this type of feet in swan, duck, geese, right? Look at the very nicely how webbed feet look like. And children's, moving to the next, to hold the tree branches. So children's, this kind of feet helps the birds to grasp tree branches. Understand? Very nicely they grasp the tree branches properly, and this kind of feet helps the bird to grasp it, to hold the tree branches. Parrots, pigeon, sparrow, you can see their feet look like that. Understand children? So let's see next. So look at see here, to catch the prey what it hunts. So this kind of feet is very strong as raptors hunt which this strong and powerful claws. Like you can see this kind of feet in eagle, falcon. So for catching prey their feet is developed like this and well adapted. Now see another feet children, to climb the tree. So this kind of feat helps the birds to grabs the tree bark and climb. You can see this kind of feat in woodpeckers, owl. Okay, they are very nicely grabs the tree bark and climb. Okay, childrens. So next one, to walk on land. You see, to walk on the land, these are long feet which helps the birds to walk properly. You can see in the ostrich, crane, this type of birds you can find the, to walk on the land their feet is look like this. They are very well developed. Okay.
Birds are found in all parts of the world, right from the sea to the forests, from open plains to the mountains. Just as the beaks are adapted to suit the food habits of birds, their feet and claws are shaped to suit their different ways of life. Birds' feet do not get affected by the heat or the cold. Their feet have very few nerves and blood vessels to get damaged by ice or hot rocks. Depending on their feet and claws, birds are divided into different categories like perching birds. Sparrows and other perching birds have long, slender claws with 3 toes in front and one at the back. They use these toes to hold firmly onto a branch or a wire. Birds of prey, kites, eagles, and hawks have strong and sharp claws to hold their prey while flying and also to tear the flesh off the animal. Swimming birds, ducks, and penguins have webbed feet where skin joins their toes. This makes their feet like paddles. Wading birds, cranes, and storks have long, thin legs and wide, spreading toes. These toes help the birds to walk in the shallow waters. Scratching birds. Hens have strong feet with 3 toes in front and one at the back. Each toe has a sharp claw with which it scratches the ground in search of food in the soil.